All right, Joel, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today. I'm going to run through a few questions to learn more about your agency and your experience using Hellohire. Could you start by stating your name, your agency, your role, and a little bit more about yourself?
All right, so I'm Joel Henning. I'm the president and CEO of Senior Helpers of Northeast Wisconsin. We have two uh, agencies, one in Appleton, which covers Appleton and the Fox cities, and one in Green Bay, which is our newest one, which we opened last May. So and we've been looking for new technologies. I'm not the biggest techie guy in the world, but I 100% believe in new technology and cutting edge technology to help us grow and save my team a lot of time. That's the biggest thing I'm looking for all the time. And Hellohire has allowed us on the hiring side of things to achieve some of those goals, and we're continuing to grow with them. And we started out about the first of the year, so 6 months, I'd say just before the first of the year. So we've been with Hellohire about 6 months today.
Amazing. And Joel, tell us a little bit about the growth that your agency is experiencing just, over the last few years. Tell us about the scale and size of your agency.
Okay, so I purchased the existing location, which was Appleton Fox Cities, in August of 2021. So just coming up on 4 years. And the agency at that point was pretty stagnant over the 3 year period before that through COVID. They were right around the $1 million figure as far as revenue on a yearly basis. And the first year, because I came out of 20 years in the automotive industry, the first year I was here, I really had to sit back and learn the industry, the ins and outs, and what to do, and just put a really rock solid team together. I got from the old owners that why I chose the agency I did to purchase was their weaknesses were my strengths, and that is the marketing, sales, that end of things. So all of our growth has really come since August 22 on, because right when we got to August of 2022, a year in, I said, okay, I've learned enough. It's time to put my foot on the gas, and here we go.
Right.
So since then, we have grown to, well, I'll go back. So we had, when I first got here, we had 32 care employees, 32,
Right.
and we had 64 clients, 65 clients, somewhere in that range.
Right.
And fast forwarding it, almost 4 years, we have 290 clients, and I have 170 employees today.
Wow.
So that's where, we really, really, again, it's a lot of our org chart. I really watch a lot of KPIs, a lot of metrics in our different departments. We're very departmentalized as far as what we do on a daily basis. It holds my leadership team accountable
Yeah.
per department, and that's really seen us grow. Then at the end of last year, our growth was, the last quarter of 24 was fairly stagnant. So in September, when we had our conference for senior helpers, I I ran into a couple of AI technology platforms. I researched it. I ended up hiring my first virtual assistant out of that. But the owner of that company then led me to a couple additional companies, friends of hers, and Ravine, you happen to be one of those people with Hellohire, and then one other AI technology that links in with WellSky, which is the platform we use, which helps us on the scheduling end of things. So with the Hellohire platform, it's just really, really saved my team a lot of time, because from the first of this year, okay, so taking one step back, as you talked about growth. So we were doing, when I first took over, about $40,000 per billing period. Okay. fast forward to the end of 2024, we're in that $150,000 to $155,000 range
Right.
every billing period. Today, so 9 billing periods into the year, we went from our first billing period was 156,000. Today we're at 227,000. So just a huge growth in the first 18 weeks of the year, the first 9 billing periods. It's hard to put your finger exactly what has caused that, but I'll guarantee you I know adding the AI technologies through the different platforms that we put into play has really moved the needle. It's allowed my team to do what they do best, and just given them the time to get out there. And I mean, we have tons of new clients coming on all the time. Our hiring, of course, has got much more streamlined with Hellohire than what it used to be. And moving forward, I'm just looking at you guys to just continue to help us along, because I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I'm not the biggest techie guy, but I 100% believe in it, and I will put money at it, and it's really, really helped us. I mean, it has. I mean, that's where we've seen that 30-some% growth just already this year. So looking forward to what the second half of the year holds.
That's amazing, Joel. We're looking forward to that as well. So what we kind of touched on this, but what led you to seek out a solution like Hellohire for your business? What is the main driver that pushed you to find, or seek out this type of tech?
Well, I was actually, and I'm not going to use the company name, but I was a pilot agency for the previous. We went from nothing to that next step, and I was with them for about 3 years. And when I changed from nothing to them, I thought, oh, this is really good. This is really helping us, really attract more people. But then 3 years into it, when, like technology, if you don't upgrade, it's like having an old iPhone and then you get the new one and you're like, holy cow, this thing is like fantastic. It's faster. It's great. So that's really, in a nutshell, when I found you, and when you did your demo for us, I was like, this blows away what we have now, because they didn't update their technology. I mean, anything like that, you have to be updating constantly to stay with the leaders. And so when I found you and Hellohire, it was really, really just a blessing. I mean, I have nothing else to say. I want quality over quantity any day of the week. And it's really allowed us to streamline our process. Your technology really makes a difference on a daily basis. And like I said, I'm not the one totally involved. I have an HR director that is, and now I have a virtual assistant that does all my initial interviews in the HR or in the Hellohire platform. But it's great. Like I said, we were in search of something to save us time through that interviewing process and locating the correct candidates. And because all of us in this industry, if you're using like Indeed to attract your new recruits or whatever you want to call it, it's made a huge difference, because again, we're weeding out 3/4 of them or half of them before they even get to us. So
Right.
That's where time comes in. And time, of course, we all know time is money.
Yep. Thanks, Joel. What are your metrics, or what were your metrics for success, and sort of what KPIs on the hiring side do you measure, and were you looking to improve, if that's something you can speak to?
The KPI, I mean, I just look at ratios. I look at, on the hiring side, my big thing is I want to attract and retain the best help. I do things differently than any other agency from what we do on a daily basis. With the retention, I mean, I have like full benefit packages. I have a 401k. That's something that's really helped us retain. But from your side, how do I attract the best help? Well, word of mouth gets out in the area that, hey, if you're into caregiving, and this is the company to work for. And it's taken us a number of years. But I think from your side of it, I really don't. My biggest thing is how many people we hire this month, how many
Right.
people we lose.
Right.
That's what I look at every month. Because for me to continue to move the needle, I have to go, I mean, taking this company from 32 to 170 some employees, you got to be on top of it, and you need to have great people that are respectful, and they have the same initiative, and they want to get out out there and just be just be better, take care of people. That's what we do. It's the golden rule. That's what we live by every day. So, but those are really what I look at on the hiring side. Hey, how many people are we bringing on? Because I run our whole company like I did out of the auto industry. Um, I run it on a Google Doc, and what I have on there is I have, okay, here's my new clients that are our MCO clients that are coming on board. Here's our private pay. Here's our VA. Here's our, all my revenue, different revenue streams of clients that are coming in. But then on the bottom of there, it's also, here's the people I have recruited. Here's
Right.
the people that are on to the final interview. Here's the people that are coming in for orientation in the next week. I mean, that's essential for my whole team because, like I said earlier, my team is very departmentalized. But if they have a new client that's coming on and they need somebody for 30 hours a week, they can also go on that sheet and say, oh, hey, they go to my HR director and say, hey, I see you have this person that we're hiring out of whatever area it is. I really need them for this client. And then, the biggest other thing I love more than anything about your platform is I can go in personally and watch all the interviews.
Right.
There is nothing that beats that. There's nothing that beats that for my team because they can actually, if they have a client specific need, they're looking for a male caregiver. They're looking for, something special that we need and we don't currently have it. They can go and look at those interviews and say, hey, I watched this interview. And they passed that first interview. Can we get them in here for their final interview? Because I really have a client I think that would be a perfect fit. Yeah, we're not perfect, we're human. But at the same time, we've been able to really, really, really utilize that tool. Never had that in the past. So I think that's been one of the most important things. My team might say different, but from my end, I love it.
Awesome. So from your perspective, what can you say about the onboarding process? Do you recall that and how it was? Is that something that you
It's very smooth and easy to navigate compared to what we had earlier. Okay, and if we have a question, the account manager that you have us set up with is always there. I mean, it's just a quick email or a phone call, and it's the questions answered. We really haven't had any, what do you want to call it, logistical issues? Not much. And if we do, you guys are always there. So that's been easy.
how have your office staff responded to the introduction of Hellohire?
The applicants that we have that went through the process, the ease of the live scheduling and the smoothness in that, they're actually picking their time, but she sets it up in there, what time she's available during the day. Like we do it like in blocks. So she's interviewing or our VA is interviewing during certain times of the day. And they say, we've heard that from the people that we have hired that they really like that seamless process overall.
Joel, we've got a minute left. Are you a hard stop or can we go
No,
over a couple of
no,
minutes?
I'm
Okay.
good. You can
Okay.
keep going.
Okay. Just three
And
more questions.
for you, I'm in, baby. Let's go. Like I
Thank
said, numbers don't lie to me, and you are one of the reasons I'm excited about what the second half of this year holds. Because if it's anything like the first half, um, we're in good shape. And that's a big thing I would say to anybody out there is you have to believe and you have to accept technology. Sometimes it might be difficult for you, but you guys have made it easy. The companies that we deal with on the AI side of things have made it so easy. So I would get scared of it too, but I mean, it's really, really helped us. And like I said, I wouldn't even look back. That's why I'm said so excited to see what comes because I have some lofty goals for our team. We have a leadership meeting every Friday, And a week ago, I was gone last Friday, but a week ago in that meeting, we had this discussion. I said, okay, you guys know what we've done the first half of the year. What do you think we can do? I asked them a question. I posed it to them. I said, what do you think, where do you think we can be at the end of the year? And you know what? I have them believing in our process and what we do, because the numbers they gave me were actually higher than what I was thinking. And that's crazy.
That's
Like I said, they're all incentive-based paid, my leaders, and they know that's made a difference in their lives, what they've been able to accomplish. I lead in a different manner than most. When I sit down and do their reviews on a 6-month basis, each one of them, it's very little about the work, and it's more about them personally. Because I know if I can take each one of them to a different place that they were thinking in their life, I have nothing to worry about. On a daily basis, they're giving me 110%. And then when I bring technologies to the table like we have to make their job yet easier, but we're growing faster, when you're incentive-based paid, that's the name of the game. So
true. 2 more questions. Did anything surprise you, or what surprised you most about Hellohire from before you started and after?
the quality of the caregivers that we're hiring, and the ease of the platform to use as a whole. Like I said, I'm not techie, but I can go in there and pull up whatever I need at any time. And then, like I said, if we ever have a question, your team is always there. So that's probably been the biggest, and fast speed. This whole platform gives you something that's much faster in hiring somebody than others. I do 2 interviews, and I require 3 references from the people, and I'm still hiring people a lot faster. So that's really the name of the game. We can get people through the cycle a lot quicker than we could before with who I was with before. So that's probably been the biggest thing.
Amazing. What would you say to someone considering implementing Hellohire right now? So, one of your colleagues, peers, if they were thinking about it, what would you say to them?
Well, I'm going to say it's a great platform. It's been a godsend for us in looking to hire longer term. Because like I said, I'm not into the job hoppers at all. That's not what I'm about. That's why we have a 2-step hiring process, even with Hellohire. That's why we're requiring references. And all in all, streamlined process, and I'm big into processes, and it's saving my team a ton of time. And of course, if I can alleviate their time where they can go out and do what they do best and bringing in new clients, I think that's the biggest. It's been well worth it. Again, it's quality, not quantity, and it's been a godsend for us.
One last twist question, because you mentioned it, and we come across this a lot where we are talking to other agency owners that are also sort of using the other platform. Again, no names to be mentioned. What would you say to someone in that world? So they've already experienced some benefit with some automation, and a lot of people think we're the same. How would you describe how Hellohire is different, and what in your own words, why should someone consider switching? What is different?
Well, like I said, I think the ease of just the whole process, but that when you can go in and watch that interview, and if they get to the interview with us, the 10-minute interview, that takes something with my company to get there. But if they get there, and then like I said, my team can match up new recruits with new potential clients, or maybe it's an existing client that we've we get more hours with, so I got to have extra caregivers for that. It's just that part of it. There is no competition, because I was again, we're not going to say names, I was with them before. That that doesn't even exist. And like I said, I'm a process guy. I live my whole life that way. And your system is so process oriented, like anything. The job postings, the engagement that comes through the system, it's 10 to 1 over what we had before.
Joel,
Here's the thing, I haven't had any complaints at all. And with the other company, I had a lot of complaints where it came back like, oh man, this is annoying, blah, blah, blah. There is none of that for us. I mean, not at all. So if I had to tell somebody, give you a chance, just hear it out. That's what I say to all my cohorts, from the best of the best in our company. We all throw ideas out there. And I said, you know what? Give it a chance. If it works for you, it works. If it doesn't, if you have a better process, do it. I don't think there's anybody going to beat it, though. Not if they give you that initial, whatever our initial platform review was, 15 minutes maybe. 15 minutes can change their whole company. And that's what I've seen. I mean, just this year, numbers do not lie to me. And being up 30-some% from the start of the year till now, like I said, I'm excited about to see what the rest of the year holds, because we are going to, we're doing a good job. We're taking our unfair share from all our competition, and I love that.
you deserve it. You're definitely doing things right, and you know, growing the business in an amazing way. So, Joel, thank you very much for sharing your experience. We really appreciate it, and yeah,
Anytime.
again, really
Anytime. Like I
appreciate it.
said,
Thank
I
you.
believe in you. I believe in Hellohire. Um, Anytime I can be of service, or if you want anybody to call me, pretty simple. I mean, give it a chance, because it definitely works. It's worked for us. Again, saving time is worth a lot, and that's what it's allowed my team to do what they do best, and that's what's taken our numbers to a different level again this year. So,
Thank you, Joel.
you bet. I appreciate it.